जयपुर वाया कोटा
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವವರೆಗೆ
Hyderabad 50 एक्सप्रेस পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दियो
And we meet again. The rain has relented in Kolkata. There will be action. It is going to be a rain-curtailed game between KKR and MI. MI have won the toss. They've chosen to field first. It's 9:05 in India, which is well past Shaun Pollock's bedtime. Do you have a late evening lullaby or not?
No, but the good thing is that since I've been here from South Africa, I'm still on South African time because we're in 3.5 hours behind, right?
Yeah.
So I haven't changed my bedtime.
16 overs aside. Does that excite you, Mr. Pollock?
Yeah, well, I'm glad we got some action. There's nothing worse than sitting and watching the rain fall, having the covers on, and we were worried about how much interruption would be. There it is, 16 overs. Power play 1 to 5, and then obviously your 3 bowlers can do, or 4 bowlers will do 5 overs, or 3 overs, and 1 guy can do the 4. So who you go for? I would go Bumrah for me, definitely.
Yep.
I would try and get him 2 in the power play and 2 at the back end.
Yeah.
From a Mumbai perspective, and then we'll have to see what the surface does as to what KKR decide to do, who gets the 4th over.
It's a trickier call for KKR, isn't it? Stark, who's just hit form against MI in that last game. Would you go with Narine as the man who bowls the 4 overs? The tricky one?
It really depends on what target I have chasing.
Yeah.
And really it's going to be that because I think that's the thing. But up front, KKR, just the point with these kind of situations is you don't know what's a good total.
Yeah.
We go back to the reference when we did the World Cup semi-final there. I mean, it was being a bat-first surface all the time. You just thought bat first. And then they'd had a bit of rain the day before. When we got to the ground, the covers were on.
Yeah.
Australia didn't win the toss. They lost the toss. South Africa decided to bat first. And that thing went around corners. That thing stood up. It nipped around.
Yeah.
And Shrazar was saying that it's been undercover for a couple of days. So I think it's a really good call. Win the toss, bowl first. And then you can assess from there. But I think we might just see a little bit of movement. I think someone like a Bumrah and Tashana could be a hell of a handful on this pitch.
Does luck play a bigger factor when it's a much shorter game?
Always. Luck plays a bigger factor. Bowling first plays a bigger factor. Both those are important because the shorter it is, the easier it is to judge and assess targets.
Yeah.
So whenever you're setting, anything, moment you come to rain shortened games, firstly, moment rain comes to the picture, 95% of captains will say bowl first.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Shreyas Iyer is also not shy about that, saying that, of course we would have done the same under the circumstances. And he wanted to make the point that, yes, and the shorter it gets, the more difficult it gets for the side batting first.
Yes, KKR clearly the form team. They're at number 1 on the points table. A win tonight will give them that much-needed cue. Next to the name will become the first team to qualify for the playoffs officially. That's where it stands. 8 wins already. They'll fancy their chances against slightly lackluster MI. They're at number 9. They'll want to finish with 2 wins, which will take them up to 12 points. They'd rather finish at 6 instead of 9. Now, MI have gone unchanged. Just the 2 foreign players in this match. What do you make of that?
Yeah, it goes back to the point we were discussing in the earlier show, isn't it? I mean, I don't think they got the international selections right. When you got the ability to pick 4 international stars, you can go for anything. You can get whatever X factor you want. By the end of the tournament, to be sitting with just 2.
Yeah.
And maybe an impact player of someone like a Brevis, who also isn't, a household name that everyone knows around the world. Yeah. It kind of just reflects that maybe they didn't get the international stars right.
Let's take a quick look at what that 11 is, unchanged from that win against ASRH, which saw Surya Kumar Yadav hit a not-out 100. Anshul Kamboj went for a few runs in that game, but they backed him. Tushara clearly the key in this lineup, and so is Jasprit Bumrah. Joy, would you have made any changes for this game?
No, look, I think they're testing out people for next year while making sure that they have the core of what they want to do still there. And I think the interesting one there for me is that, they can make both a batting change and a bowling substitution change. So they can do both actually. Yeah. They're allowed to do only one, so they retain that flexibility. So if you see one of the bowlers disappearing, then expect a Kwadzek to come in and maybe bowl.
No, but
they'll want Rohit.
Rohit is the
Rohit isn't in the 11, so Rohit's part of the impact 5.
Rohit is not in the 11. What am I saying?
It's a bit of a shocker for MI fans. Don't you worry. The impact sub rule is still in place. It may change next year. Who knows? They're going to have a meeting on that in some time. But here a look at the impact 5 of the Mumbai Indians, which features their former captain Rohit Sharma. We'll take a look at that. But first, how about KKR's 11? Just the one change. In comes the now fit Nitish Rana for Ankrish Raghuvanshi, who didn't do too much wrong, Joy.
I have only one thought about this. And the only logical thing I'm thinking of is they are thinking of a situation which is a post-Phil Salt situation. Remember, Phil Salt goes back at the end.
Yeah.
He does not play the playoffs. Okay,
Yep.
so he ends out there. So if you're going to fill in his place, one of the options you might be looking at is saying that maybe I can open with Nitish Rana.
Or Raghuvanshi.
Or Raghuvanshi. So,
Right.
so they're checking out Nitish Rana as well, just in case. So one of the options is Cricbuzz, definitely.
Yep.
But Nitish Rana is an option in the top 3 then.
But they'll need a keeper.
Yeah, I like Raghuvanshi. I liked what I've seen.
No, I agree. And I think they're just, right now, they're just trying to make sure that they have something ready. Because Phil Salt is going, that's a reality they'll have to live with. And, breaking up such a great combination is not something they'd enjoy doing, but they're forced to do it.
Nitish Rana coming in means another left-hander. So that makes it Narine, Venki Iyer, Nitish Rana and Rinku Singh. 4 lefties with no off-spinner, I think, in that MI lineup.
Yes, no
Too many
off-spinner
lefties?
for them. I don't think you can ever have too many of a certain thing. I mean, for years and years, you've seen batting orders dominated by just right-handers. So
Yeah.
they've got enough in and around there. And I'm sure they'll make a bit of an impact.
Yep. 5 overs shall be the power play. And the one thing that KKR have done well this year is they've ended that musical chairs game with their openers. They used as many as 14 opening combinations since IPL 2022. It looks like they found the right matrimonial app. They found their pair.
Absolutely. One was, and neither of these guys opened last year. Phil Salt wasn't there. Sunil Narine was batting at 8.
Yeah.
So basically, all the 14 that you have, you discarded all of them.
Yeah.
But he got it right the first time, and that's what they stuck with it. And think of it, in 6 games they've given you 50+ starts. Just look at that. Robin Uthappa and Gautam Gambhir were dominant in 2016.
Yeah.
Okay. In 2014 also they were dominant, but remember, they started batting together only after 6 games in the tournament.
Yeah.
So in fact, their 2014 record is even better together in terms of average, but the total number of runs are less.
Yeah.
But this Narine Salt combination has been superb, and just look at the difference in run rate.
Does this pairing have Gautam Gambhir written all over it? It looks like it is. Because
No, definitely. In 2017, Gautam Gambhir was a captain when Narine was moved to the top of the order and Lynn moved as the opener. The Bash brothers got together because of Gautam Gambhir.
Yeah.
So clearly, this is not a decision. This is something he's clearly understood. It's the right time. He's tried it. And, one such move works. A couple of innings, maybe a edge goes here, there, no draw. 2-3 50s, confidence changes, and the whole season of changes totally.
Yeah, the only thing is they need to get all those runs in this game. They need to get 15 runs to break the record, or 14 runs to break
13, yeah.
because you never know when Phil Salt goes.
Yeah.
And they really, the way they have played, they deserve to hold the record.
Yeah,
the strike rate, everything about it. They deserve to be top of the pop. So I hope they get at least 13 or 14 runs today.
Narain's the same player, the same set of skills, a year older. But I suppose it's this beautiful intangible where a coach like Gautam Gambhir, who's been Narain's old friend, is able to put an arm around his shoulder and say, go for it. Don't you worry. Is that what it is?
Yeah, and confidence. Confidence is the 12th man in every team. If you get someone who all of a sudden feels confident. We even saw one, I marked on it the other day. Narine ran down the wicket. He ran down the wicket at one of the opening bowlers. That would never happen. In the old days, you'd kind of hang back and see what they're going to do. He's feeling so confident now that he ended up backing himself. And he's standing. If there's short pitch balls, he's taking it on. So the confidence that he's got, it was a wonder stroke, really. Who would have picked it after, what did he get, 20-odd runs last year?
Yeah.
To go to the top of the order and perform this way. But definitely, it just took those first 3 or 4 knocks, confidence through the roof. And now he's just watching the ball and backing himself.
Hardik Pandya will be looking at Jasprit Bumrah to stop these two before they get too many runs. Now, in that last game, Bumrah bowled the 2nd, the 14th, the 18th, and the 20th. Now, this is a 16-over game, Joy. How would you go about using Bumrah's 4 overs?
Firstly, conditions. So you see, if there's anything in the pitch,
there should be a bit of help in the air as well, right?
Definitely 2 for me. For me, definitely to get wickets up front. That's all you need to do. Just get wickets.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to hold people back at the Eden Gardens.
Yeah.
It's a 15-over game, so the best conditions to batter up front. Just get wickets, put Bumrah for 2 overs up front.
Also, watch from a tactics perspective. We saw they did a bit of a build-up on the TV station showing where he's been a little bit weak. There's the odd bouncer that's come in, that's in the past.
Yeah.
But this year, there's been quite a few deliveries that have swung in towards his feet.
Yeah.
He just falls over a little bit. If you've got 2 exponents, 2 bowlers who can attach into that, Tushara and Bumrah. Both of them showed against Travis Head. They're not scared with that brand new ball to go full and try and shape it into him. So watch for those tactics when he gets to the crease. They might just try and clean him up with an in-swinging Yorker.
So 2 of Bumrah and 1 of Tushara because only one can bowl 4 overs. Is that the way to go?
Yeah, I would like to keep Tushara or 2 each for the back end. But obviously you've got to look. I mean, if you pick up 2 wickets in the first 2 overs, keep going with it. Let's try and do some proper damage up front like Australia did to South Africa.
More on that later. There's a World Cup coming up, Ollie. We've got a month of the World Cup to talk about South Africa.
World Cups are not a good season for South Africans.
Hey.
All that for...
Let's keep moving on to the show.
After the show, quickly, the Impact 5. Rohit Sharma will clearly be the Impact sub for the Mumbai Indians, not in that bowling first 11. Don't even bother talking about the other 4. Only 2 foreign players in that MI bowling first 11. What about KKR? Who do they have and who are they likely to bring in when they come into bowl? Vaibhav Arora or maybe Soya Sharma, depending on the conditions, because Sharma against Sharma could be a matchup.
Soya Sharma, Anukul Roy also.
Anukul Roy.
Also, because finger spinners have a bit more control. If the surface is anyway giving you a turn, you can expect one of those spinners to come in definitely. But yeah, Vaibhav Arora is definitely still the first choice for me.
Right. Tougher challenge, 16-over game. Predictions for the first innings. KKR batting first.
I'm going to go 155. No, 149. 149.
Okay.
I was also planning to low ball. Now I have nowhere to go.
You've got about between 149 and
Okay, anyway, I might as well high ball then. 149, 161.
I'm going to go 133.
I see what you've done there.
Yeah, 133. So
They're
that's
covering a bit of space.
nothing's working for me. So I'm just looking at random numbers and going for it. I'm on the right side of that guessing game leaderboard graphic. We're done for now. Live action about to begin. Make sure you join us at the 8-over mark on Cricbuzz Combox. Bye-bye for now.
Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ
Hyderabad Superfast Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दें